Hey guys, Mr.StealUrGameBoi here. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the RetroN 1 AV. This is by Hyperkin. It's a clone system that plays pretty much all NES games. I have a model of this. I don't remember if I did it on a video on that or not on my old channel, but this is an updated model. My AV cables broke for the existing one, and the controllers are kind of crappy on the older model. This has the new cadet style controller, and this was pretty close to the price of what it would be, $14.99, opposed to like $8 for a set of AV cables for the ones that these take. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this. This just uses AV, but reading on the back, it appears to not have a power supply. So I'm hoping it still uses the same input as the older units, because if it does not, I got no power supply for this thing. Which is really something it should come with. I mean, you're gonna give somebody something and say, oh, we can't turn it on. So reasonably well wrapped when you open it up. Slide the plastic off. Got the pin connector in there, Hyperkin logo. Power and reset. Not the best feeling buttons, but build quality feels better than the older one at least. I think they updated the AV when the HDMI models of different things came out. It feels better, actually styled after the NES. So that's a positive at least. Does take original controllers if you so choose. Got this little box in here if it wants to come out. See if this is cables, controller. See what we're looking at. Looks to be that is the cadet style controller. Looking pretty similar to the original NES there. Nothing too crazy different. That actually feels really nice. It's not like hard, sturdy, durable for the shell, like the original NES controllers are. But those are very responsive buttons, and it feels a hell of a lot tighter. The older models had turbos, and they were like a generic design, and they just felt mushy and like dollar store. This is pretty good. I mean, you can still, it feels a little cheap on the actual quality, like durability wise, but buttons feel great, so that should be a lot better of an improvement compared to what's been used in the past. Other box here. Hyperkin sticker. Just a support card and the instruction manual. And unfortunately just AV cables, but it does have micro USB. So maybe it just uses a regular block. Let's see. If my tripod will work. All right, so this is the old model. You see it's got the same general design, power and reset, Hyperkin logo. But you can see the actual style of it. The grids, all this is different, but it's essentially just a restylized shell. Now the main difference is the power supply. The old one used a big block like this. That's got that aux looking plug-in. Well, the new one comes with a micro USB and no power brick, but it's a 1-volt 5 amp, kind of what like your standard Apple block is. Plenty of people have those lying around. Still annoying that it doesn't have a power supply. Can't use it out of the box. That's kind of some bullshit. Got your cords. And then for the controllers, the old one just looks nothing like it. And yeah, it's got the turbo button, but it's not a proper D-pad. It's like a wiggly one, weird slow-mo, and it's just, I mean, you can hear the damn thing rattling. Like it's just like this you can feel is a little on the cheaper side, but it feels nice. It's just kind of lightweight, kind of thin. This feels like plug and play Dollar General piece of shit. Hook them up. I'll say the unit vat scratch is very easy. You can see that bit of a scuff there. And it was not like this out of the box. And my tripod fell over a time or two. So at some point, something knocked this when the tripod fell and it already scratched it. And this is also all just plastic. There's nothing too damaging here. So not exactly greatest build quality then. Here I have a very damaged copy of Mario Bros. 3. Tried to clean it up, but plastic's warped, stained, cracked, but it does work, I promise. So like I said, just the tripod fan and ran against it, already scratched it, so not the greatest durability. The AV cables, about as cheap as you can get. They feel really, really bad. Don't know how else to describe it. They're pretty shitty. The controller, really short cable. Like, I understand back in the 80s maybe why kids sitting in front of the small TV would be that short, but like, there's my recliner. I either got to get an extension or sit in front of the TV to play it, so I think the older controllers were actually better than that, so this might actually be more of a downgrade. Does appear to boot right up though. I believe they're supposed to be sound though. Oh, yeah. So it does work as intended. Booted right up. Audio is not good though. There's like cracking and popping. Yeah, I mean it works, it plays the game, but the audio's slightly fucked. So yeah, back in the day trying to start out collection, I got the old RetroN. Thought the new AV would be maybe a bit better. The controller definitely is. Definitely the unit looks better, but still just a cheap clone console, and yeah, the audio is still ass. So not something I necessarily recommend, but if you need something to play NES games and can't get an NES right now, not a bad option. It works, but that's about all I can say for it. Overall, if I had to give you total thoughts, it does the job. I thought it'd be better than the older unit. The controller is definitely an upgrade. If you need an aftermarket controller, they sell it separately. I think that's worth it. That's a solid controller for aftermarket. But the units itself, even if they're 25 bucks, you can get a used NES for like 65, usually from a video game store. It's not really worth it. It works, but that's about it. The audio's not great. It plays fine, but the audio's not great, and it is just a cheap build quality. It's basically just a chip with a power button. And like I said, only had 2 connectors, so it isn't even advanced enough for the full AV cable set. Especially these older ones, don't get that because it's got the blocky power brick and the controllers are really bad. But if you're looking for the newer models, it's fine. Just be aware, it's just gonna kind of do the job type thing. Don't expect quality out of it. It'll play the games. That's all I can say for it.